أمي كم أهواها أشتاق لمرآها وأحن لألقاها وأقبل يمناها أمي كم أهواها أشتاق لمرآها وأحن لألقاها وأقبل يمناها أمي هي نبع حنان أمي هبة
الحمد لله على حلمه بعد علمه وعلى عفوه بعد قدرته والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه وذرياته وأهل بيته أجمعين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا أوفوا بالعقود صدق الله العظيم. Respected viewers, welcome back to our program Daughters of Islam. This is the 4th episode of the series. In the previous episodes, we have been doing on the importance of the family of our beloved Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the love they enjoyed in the eyes of the companions of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, many examples with regard to that. And then in our last program, we started about the eldest daughter of our beloved Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, a very fortunate and blessed woman, Hazrat Zainab bint Muhammad, and spoke about her earlier years. She was born 5 years after Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's marriage. When Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was 30 years of age, she was around 10 years when Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam proclaimed his prophethood. We narrated a very touching incident of how she supported Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and how she was witness to the persecution of her father by the Quraysh. And that incident which is narrated by Harith bin Harith, we made mention of it, who said that he came to Makkah and he saw a person telling people, Qulu la ilaha illallah tuflihu, and he was being stoned. And when he rested at the time of Zuhr, a young girl came and gave him water. I asked, who is this? And I was told that it is Muhammad, who has said that he is a prophet of Almighty Allah and he's calling people towards it and calling people towards prosperity and success by saying La ilaha illallah. I asked, who is the daughter? They said Zainab, his eldest daughter. Then we made mention of her marriage to Az bin Rabi, who he was. And then we also narrated the incident with which we concluded last week, was how he came under pressure to divorce Hazrat Zainab from the Quraysh. And he refused, saying, I will not do so. And in response to their offer that we will get you married to any other woman of the Quraysh whom you desire, he said, I am not prepared for that. There is no woman who is better for me than Zainab. And this was Az bin Rabi. And to show his dedication at the time of the boycott of the Bani Hashim, not only Muslims, but even those who are not Muslims, because of them being associated with Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they were part of that boycott. That for 3 years, no one dealt with them, no one interacted with them, no one did transactions with them. And it became very difficult for the Bani Hashim and the family of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, so much so that they used to go out and eat whatever they could find on the ground. Sometimes one of the family of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, I went out one night, I was so hungry, I saw something. Because of my hunger, I put it in my mouth. Up till now, I don't know what I ate. I don't know what I consumed. And Allah knows what I consumed. And Az bin Rabi and Hakim bin Hizam, they were part of those people who silently used to come and assist. Az bin Rabi, now because he was a son-in-law and belonged to another tribe, he was exempted from this boycott. So Az bin Rabi used to come and place a camel full of goods with wheat and dates and leave it at the entrance of the valley where the Bani Hashim were kept under siege. And he used to do so and leave it behind and go away. Az bin Rabi, the son-in-law of our beloved Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, under great difficulty for himself, because if he would have been caught out, there would have been repercussions. But Az bin Rabi did not worry about that. He was amongst those whose kindness and compassion made him go and leave, camel full of wheat and dates and leave it at the entrance. Obviously, it was never enough to cater for all of that, but it did help out. Az bin Rabi then continued in this way until, he remained with Hazrat Zainab. Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam migrated. Now when Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam migrated, Az bin Rabi remained behind in Makkah with Hazrat Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha, because he did not accept Islam in the beginning stages. And then in the beginning stages of Islam, the people were not required to separate from their spouses. It came on later on. So Az bin Rabi remained with Zainab until he came and he took part in the Battle of Badr. And the muhaddithin and the historians narrate there were certain people who, because of pressure from the Quraysh, they had to partake in the Battle of Badr, although their heart was not there. One of them was Abbas bin Abdul Muttalib, the uncle of our beloved Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And one of them was Az bin Rabi, the son-in-law of our beloved Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Now, when in the battle, Az bin Rabi was taken captive. Az bin Rabi was taken captive. The son-in-law of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was taken, he was a prisoner. He and Abbas and many others, almost 70 of them were taken prisoners. Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and the Sahaba decided, what must we do with them? So there were two views. One view was championed by Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. One view by Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu and Sa'd bin Rabi and some of the Ansar. Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu said, Ya Rasulullah, my view is that these people were the ones who came up against truth. And we must make a distinction between truth and falsehood. And to show that our allegiance is with truth rather than with tribal or family affiliations. Therefore, these who are prisoners of war, they must be executed for the treason that they have committed and the hostility that they have shown to Muslims. And they must be executed by their closest relative amongst the Muhajirin, amongst those who have migrated from Makkah to Medina. And Abu Bakr said, Ya Rasulullah, they are our people, they are our family. Ya Rasulullah, if we show them mercy today, perhaps they will become Muslims in the future. And amazing, most of them did become Muslims, as was predicted and as was the objective of those who took a lenient stance. And Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam heard them out and he said, Ya Allah, what a beautiful statement Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said. And Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Allah Ta'ala has made the hearts of certain people hard towards kufr and towards disbelief. And O Umar, your example is like the example of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam, amongst the great prophets who said, Rabbi la tadhar ala al-ardi min al-kafirina dayyara. Oh Allah, don't leave one single disbeliever alive in this world. And O Umar, your example is like the example of Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, who made dua with regard to Fir'aun, Rabbana tmis ala amwalihim. Rabbana tmis, O Allah, destroy his wealth. Washtud ala qulubihim, put a seal on his heart and do not let him see the truth until he sees your clear evidence and your clear punishment. And O Abu Bakr, your example is like the example of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, who made dua. What dua did he make? فَمَنْ تَبِعَنِي فَإِنَّهُ مِنِّي. Oh Allah, those who follow me, they are part of me. You will inshallah show mercy upon them. وَمَنْ عَصَانِي, and even those who disobey me. You are Ghafurur Rahim. You are forgiving and merciful. And O Abu Bakr, your example is like Isa alayhi salam, who made dua, in tu'adhibhum فَإِنَّهُمْ عِبَادُكَ. Oh Allah, if you punish my followers, you have a right to punish them because they are your servants, they are your bondsmen. وَإِن تَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ, but if you forgive them, you also have the capacity to forgive them because you are Aziz, you are all powerful, full of wisdom. And O Abu Bakr, your example is like that. So we see, we have to understand, viewers, that people have different temperaments. Different temperaments doesn't mean that people are wrong. Doesn't mean Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam is wrong or Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam is wrong. They had different temperaments. We also, amongst our kind and amongst people whom we interact with, there will be people whom we come into contact with will have different temperaments. Don't necessarily look upon it as wrong. Refer it to those people's different temperaments. And Ibrahims are normally known for their kindness and compassion. It was Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam who said, فَمَنْ تَبِعَنِي فَإِنَّهُ مِنِّي. Oh Allah, those who forgive, those who follow me, they are part of me, you will forgive them. But even those who are disobedient, Allah have mercy upon them. Allah said, Inna Ibrahim ala halimun awwahum munib. Ibrahim was the one who turned towards Almighty Allah. He was kind and compassionate. Normally Ibrahims are kind and compassionate. Nevertheless, these were the people who were taken captives. Then Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam made a ruling. What was the ruling? That these prisoners of war, we will release them, but they have to pay ransom. Right? So these were all people. Now the people of Makkah were told, if you want to free the prisoners, give ransom. Now Hazrat Zainab is there in Makkah. Her husband, at such a difficult stage, is in Medina, held captive by the Muslims. She didn't have anything to pay for the ransom. She took a necklace and she sent it as a ransom to free Az bin Rabi, her husband. And when Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam saw that necklace, Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam became very emotional. Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was on the verge of tears, if not tearing. And the reason for that was he realized that this was a necklace that was given to my daughter by my loyal wife, Hazrat Khadija. And she has sent that necklace to be a ransom for her husband. So when Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam saw this, and the Sahaba saw Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's emotions, they were also impacted by this. They also became emotional. Ya Rasulullah, we have seen the impact, but you saw the necklace of your wife. You know, when you saw it, Ya Rasulullah, free your son-in-law. Because of your wife's great sacrifices, free your son-in-law. Because your daughter has sent that necklace which was given to her by Khadija. And who is Khadija? The one who had sacrificed so much for the sake of Islam. Ya Rasulullah, you free Az bin Rabi without this ransom. Send that necklace back to your daughter. And this is what Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did. But Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam made one condition, and we will say what that condition is after the break. Respected viewers, welcome back to our program. And prior to the break, we were just speaking of a very emotional incident. And that incident was about how Az bin Rabi, the son-in-law of Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, was held captive, the circumstances behind that we made mention of. And the incident about what to do with the prisoners, that was also mentioned. And then it was eventually decided to accept ransom to free the prisoners. And Hazrat Zainab sent a necklace. And when Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam saw that, he burst into tears. He became very emotional because that was a necklace of his beloved wife, Hazrat Khadija radiallahu ta'ala anha, who had given it to her daughter, Hazrat Zainab. And Zainab sent that necklace to be a ransom for Az bin Rabi. And when the Sahaba saw that, they said, Ya Rasulullah, give and free Az bin Rabi and give the necklace back to Hazrat Zainab. Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did so. But then added and said and told Az, go back to Makkah and send my daughter back to Medina. Right now, Az bin Rabi goes back to Makkah and he tells Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha that this is a condition I had done with your father to get me release is to send you back to Medina. So Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha starts preparing for the journey. When she starts preparing for the journey, she gets ready. Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam sends Zayd ibn Haritha radiallahu ta'ala and another Ansari at a particular place, at one of the valley of Dhu Tawa, and at a valley which was known to the people. In fact, mention is made of that valley being named as Ya'jaj. That was a valley, the name of the valley, where Zainab radiallahu anha was supposed to come, and Zayd ibn Haritha and the Ansari was supposed to bring her back to Medina Munawwara. Az bin Rabi then appoints his brother Kinana bin Rabi, Az bin Rabi and Kinana bin Rabi, and said, take Zainab to this particular place where it has been agreed to meet and hand her over to Zayd ibn Haritha to take her back to Medina Munawwara as I had agreed upon when I was released. But when the people of Makkah comes to know about it, they could not bear it. Firstly, bear in mind they had just lost the Battle of Badr. They were bitter. They were even more hostile than what they were previously. Here the daughter of the one with whom they had fought with, the leader, Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, is migrating. So they come to know about it. And they immediately set out to prevent it. And not only that, upon the camel was a hodaj, which sometimes is translated as a palanquin. So whatever it is, maybe whatever, a hodaj was a sort of small type of niche and a small type of covering that was put on the top of the camel for the ladies to remain in there while the camel transport them. So in that way, Hazrat Zainab was there when they came, and Habbar bin Aswad in particular, he came and he attacked the camel. And when attacking the camel, obviously when you attack the camel, it becomes difficult to control. And the hodaj with which Hazrat Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha was, it fell down and she fell down and came down upon her rock. Blood started oozing from the beloved daughter of our beloved Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. She in fact was pregnant at that time and she lost one of her children at that time. And in this way, with great difficulty, they came back to Makkah Mukarramah. As bin Rabi was very, very furious. In fact, when this happened, they wanted to even do further harm and attack Hazrat Zainab. When Kinana bin Rabi, who was a very expert archer, he started using his bow and arrow to make them flee and attack them. And he said, "Dare you touch Zainab?" And she came back to Makkah. And after the whole thing settled down, and then there was an indication that perhaps take her during the course of the night so that no one knows about it. Zainab radiallahu ta'ala was taken in one of the darkness of the night, and Zayd ibn Haritha radiallahu ta'ala anhu took Hazrat Zainab back to Medina. Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to praise Az bin Rabi tremendously with regard to this. And he used to say, "Inni ankahtu Abul As, fahaddathani wa saddaqani." I got my daughter married to Abul As. And every time I reached an agreement with him, he always fulfilled that agreement. He was always truthful in whatever he agreed upon. And that is why you would recall that in the beginning of today's program, I read an ayat, "Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu awfu bil uqud." O believers, fulfill your commitments, fulfill your agreements. You made an agreement, fulfill it. Even if it's towards a Muslim or non-Muslim, you fulfill your agreement. In fact, the ulama have said there are few things that there is no difference between Muslim and non-Muslim. One of them is, if you make an agreement, you must fulfill it irrespective of whom you have made that agreement. So in this way, Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam praised Abul Az bin Rabi. So in this way, Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha came to live in Medina Munawwara. Her husband Az bin Rabi remained in Makkah. Amazingly, Az did not get married. Perhaps he was still thinking of somewhere along the line, I will get together with Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha. Az bin Rabi thereafter leads a trade caravan to Syria on behalf of the Quraysh. Now that time it is said it was one of the biggest trade caravans that left Makkah. There was perhaps not a family that had not invested in this trade caravan. Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam come to know about it, and bear in mind, there was a time that the people of Makkah were using all their resources to harm and to persecute the Muslims, even at that time. So Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam decided to pursue the trade caravan, to take that wealth which was being used against Islam and Muslims, to use it for another cause. And in that way, Az bin Rabi, when he was attacked by the people of Medina, the Muslims, Az bin Rabi manages to escape. When he escapes, he comes to Medina Munawwara. Right? He knocks at the door, he comes to know where is Zainab staying. and he comes and knocks at the door of Hazrat Zainab radiallahu anha. Bear in mind, according to the norms of the time, still his wife. He did not divorce her. Although they are separate, she is the daughter of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in Medina, he is in Makkah. Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha gives him permission to enter. Right? And then Fajr time after Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam reads and performs Fajr, Zainab from her quarters immediately after Fajr said, I have given protection to Az bin Rabi. Allah Ta'ala in the Holy Quran says, وَإِنْ أَحَدٌ مِّنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ إِسْتَعْجَرْكَ فَأَجِرُوا حَتَّى يَسْمَعَ كَلَامَ اللَّهِ. If anyone comes and is given protection by a Muslim, then that protection is supposed to be respected by the entire ummah until he listens to the kalam of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So in this way, right, Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when he hears his daughter's voice, tells the Sahaba, oh my companions, I take an oath, I never knew that she gave protection to her husband. I didn't know about it. It's only now when she said it after my Fajr prayers that I've come to know that she has given protection. And Az bin Rabi had managed to escape from the trade caravan and he had come to take protection. Now, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's daughter is also part of the ummah. And it is part of, at that time in particular, when anyone gives protection, then the Muslim ummah, they respect that protection. But Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam went to her and said, Zainab, you be good with Az bin Rabi, but avoid matrimonial relationships. Now, Az bin Rabi, at that particular time, goes back to Makkah, right? And for some reason, there must have been some talk with Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Allah knows, he goes back to Makkah Mukarramah. And then because of the fact that there was a fear that he had escaped and there was a plan, because he was a son-in-law of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, it was planned that he took the caravan and he escaped. So there was these murmurs that were going around. And therefore Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam even told the Sahaba that give the whatever you had taken from that particular expedition, give it back to Az bin Rabi, that he can be stayed away from all these accusations. And Az bin Rabi goes back to Makkah and gives everyone the amanat. He gives everyone they trust, because this was a caravan which nearly everyone from Makkah had invested in. So Az bin Rabi, when he gives everything back to the people of Makkah, and he asks them, do you have any claims? Can you say that I was dishonest? I had taken this thing and I've come back. And they said, فَجَزَاكَ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا قَدْ وَجَدْنَاكَ وَقِيًّا. We have found you to be trustworthy and we have found you to be true to your word. Right? And after he had given everyone the amanat, he openly proclaims his shahadat and he accepts Islam. And he says, I wanted to accept Islam while I was in Medina. But if I had accepted in Medina, people could have said that I'm accepting Islam because I want to get away from there and I want my freedom. And there is some form of benefit attached to my accepting Islam. I have come here. There is no pressure upon me. I have given everyone my amanat. I am now finished. I am going back to Medina. When he comes back to Medina, Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam puts him back to Hazrat Zainab and they get back together. What a remarkable love story. We talk about love story. What a remarkable love story of the daughter of Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and Az bin Rabi. In fact, there are two riwayats. One riwayat says that nikah was performed again. One riwayat, which many of the ulama seem to have preferred, that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam didn't even make nikah again. Because nikah and the preserving of the family is so important that as far as possible, Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in Islam wanted to protect it. And in this way, Az bin Rabi and Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha, after a great amount of trials, get together as husband and wife. Subhanallah. We will continue with this remarkable incident of the daughter of Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in our next program. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.
أمي كم أهواها أشتاق لمرآها وأحن لألقاها وأقبل يمناها. أمي كم أهواها أشتاق لمرآها وأحن لألقاها وأقبل يمناها. أمي هي نبع حنان، أمي هبة